be minding my business, y'all. And then stuff just come to me, right? So I was getting some commentary together on Love and Marriage Huntsville, which you all will see in a minute. So hit that notification bell so you'll be notified. As I say in almost every last one of my videos, go ahead and hit that like button, as it is free to hit the like button. It's just the same as coming into someone's house and not speaking to them, okay? So go ahead and speak by hitting that like. But today we do need to talk about Dr. Melody Shari Rogers versus this blogger on YouTube. Disclaimer and trigger warning. Something said in this video is my opinion, and it may or may not trigger you. We can agree to disagree. I do not encourage one bit cyberbullying, cyber stalking, or doxing. It's never okay. I would like to think that I'm talking to a group of people that can have a conversation and agree to disagree without doxing or getting nasty in the comments. Go ahead and get comfortable, y'all. Listen to what I have to say, and then I'll follow up with my commentary shortly after. Hey y'all, it's Tink Marche, and I haven't made my Love and Marriage Huntsville video only because there's a lot going on. But I want to start here. I've been in conversations with one cast member from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've never tried to pop up where she is. I never tried to attend events that she hosts. This is just me. If I see something that she did and it was eye-opening or inspiring, I would send her a message here and there. We are currently in talks of doing an interview. That is as far as my relationship go with this cast member, because I understand boundaries and I don't want people all in my space. Now, I'm not close with production either, so I can understand how Anthony is getting his foot in the door, but it's also is coming off a bit strange. And I hate to even be talking about this, but it's something that we have to talk about. The reason why I feel so torn to even talk about what's going on in these YouTube and Huntsville streets is because I actually reached out to Anthony and gave him his flowers prior to all of this unraveling on YouTube. I wanted to provide commentary on an interview he did with Stormy Steele and Kiki Jabbar. He gave me his permission. Now, the last time I talked to you all about Anthony Lofties, and I told y'all how he broke the story about Marceau and Letitia. Remember the barbershop owner who was duped by Show? Well, Anthony Lofties was the first to talk about that, and I felt like it was important for us to talk about it, explore it, dissect it, get it in our spirits, because that's not what they're talking about on the show. But now I find myself commentating on his beef with Melody Holt. I'm sorry, Dr. Rogers. So Mel, I apologize. I listened to what Mel had to say about Anthony Lofties. So here's the deal. Apparently Anthony Lofties, a blogger, and Melody Rogers have been going back and forth for some time. And because I stay in my little bubble, I knew little bits and pieces, but I didn't know it was this diabolical. If what she's saying is true, this is a little cray-cray. Let me just give y'all what I know so far. But before I commentate, let's go ahead and listen to what Melody had to say. And shout out to What's Happening, because they captured the whole live part 1 and 2. I'm only going to give you the important part.
That's why I was giving him his flowers. So I guess y'all got mad because of what he asked about Carlos that day. Kept going. January 18th. Maybe Jay Bolin's still on here, because I want to show y'all too how he kept trying to attach to my people, to my team. Okay? So January 18th. Good morning, Mel. Can you do me a favor, please? I would love to interview Jay Bolin and talk about his background being a stylist and also get his experience from working with you. He's one of the top stylists in the industry, and he is. And I want to talk about his creativity. I would love for you to pop in as a surprise. This interview with Jay Bolin will have nothing to do with your page. It's to shine on his work and the collaboration. Okay? I didn't respond, because I'll be honest with y'all, I don't respond a lot to stuff. Okay. Jay had Bible study. Okay, cool. Here he is. My page is growing like crazy. He says a castmate's name, which I felt was wrong walking through her house. People have asked me, how did you feel about it? I didn't like it.
If y'all go back to my video that went viral on TikTok about Marceau's lawsuit, I said the very same thing. I did not like that. And the reason why I didn't like it is because we can agree to disagree without being messy and kicking someone while they're down. Now, I understand it's going to get a little messy. Don't get me wrong. I just think it crossed the line, honestly. I said this weeks or months ago. Destiny was going through a lot already. And so for you to show up to the open house and then go through her house and post it on social media, that was too much for me. Now, if you were buying the house, that's one. I think you were doing that because she gave you that lackadaisical interview and she rubbed you the wrong way, which I totally understand your frustration, but that was just, it was just uncalled for me. But moving on.
Castmate's name, which I felt was wrong walking through her house. People have asked me, how did you feel about it? I didn't like it. I thought that was too much. My page is going like crazy. Such and such came from for me and her videos, and I did my response. I had over 1,700 watching. I want to keep the momentum going. I will be doing vision boards starting Monday on YouTube. I didn't ask you what you was doing or what kind of vision board you was doing or how your channel was growing. So I don't know. January 29th, I think it's real good. Y'all ready? Hey, I'm in Huntsville. See, I'm doing this to show y'all where the resentment and the issues came in, because y'all be asking me, what happened? I ain't did nothing to this little grown boy. Not nothing. So
It gets much worse. Look up parasocial relationship. After you hit like, subscribe, and you comment or follow, look up parasocial relationships and come back to this video. That was my first thought.
3. Hey, I'm in Huntsville. Is there any way I can purchase some items from your collection to promote on my next video? I wrote him back and said, hey, hope you enjoy the city. Send me your address and I'll send you a bundle for free. Thank you. I'm not meeting up with I don't know you. I'm not meeting up with you if you are in Huntsville.
Remember how we were talking about Jay Bolin, the fashion designer that apparently this blogger Anthony Lofties was trying to get next to? Here is a piece that Mel, the model, is modeling for Jay Bolin. This gotta be my favorite, y'all. Gotta be like my favorite pick of Mel. As I told y'all in my last post, although this beef had been brewing for years, I had no idea. I did watch a little bit of what Anthony Lofties had to say on his YouTube live story. I did notice that he's losing a lot of subscribers too. But I have to say this, a lot of what he said, he was confirming what Mel had already put out there. And a lot of names that he dropped, in which Mel had confirmed was in her camp, he was in fact trying to get close to them, and I'm just wondering why. Let's break this down bit by bit.
And thanks. Every single thing or person that I've done or been attached to, again, you have continuously tried to attempt to be like, I know them, and infiltrate my account. Like, even, I'm gonna give y'all a piece of tea real quick. Y'all know this boy tried to holler at my makeup artist, Jay?
And here's that message that Anthony sent to her makeup artist, Jay. Can you please send this message to Melody? I sent it to her on her Instagram. She haven't read it yet. Hey, Melody, I hope all is well. I'm sending you this message because I feel I need to address this situation. I'm in the process of rebranding, and I want to acknowledge the situation that happened. I'm sending this message to you in vanish mode so you won't think no one is trying to have a paper trail. Also, you can see if the conversation was screenshot. I think that's what it is. I honestly want to have this conversation in person because I want to reveal to you a lot of stuff, even tell you my source. When I say I'm done, I'm so done and over it. You need to know who/how your name was brought up from Houston and who went around talking about that. If you decline, I totally understand. Jay Taylor is the one, Melody's makeup artist, is the one that dropped that receipt. Anthony's response to Jay Taylor, although I don't want this video to be about Anthony's response right now, because like I said, he just confirmed a lot of stuff that Mel had already said. He confirmed he knew Jay Bolin, he knew the Julian Lark person, the intern, Dawn. In my opinion, Anthony didn't have much to say because pretty much he confirmed everything Mel said, y'all, and it's really not much to even talk about. It was only one thing that I just kind of side-eyed, just so that y'all don't think that I'm biased. Throughout her video, she was singing the song, Leave Me Alone, Leave Me Alone. That's one of Anthony Lofties' songs that he posted on YouTube. He said that Mel asked specifically for him to send the exclusive to him once he was done. Mel was coming off like he was just doing too much. The other percentage, it just seems like you were doing too much, Anthony. And I understand like how people can get very caught up in these shows, these cast members. Mel is very active on her social media. She's going to respond. She's going to hit like. She's going to engage with her audience, but that's what she's supposed to do, seeing that she has an e-commerce business. In this next clip, she is responding to that message I just read to you that Anthony sent to her makeup artist, Jay Taylor. Now, mind you, this blogger, this specific blogger, always had the exclusives. He was always threatening to release information about the show so that people won't watch, or to prove that he had an alliance with someone in production, specifically when he didn't get what he wanted, in my opinion. But I do find it odd that you were not only trying to reach out to her brother, you were trying to reach out to her intern, Dawn, her makeup artist, her photographer. You even offered to do her transitions, and you said, per your words, you only offered because it was basic and someone in management told you to do so. But it goes back to people not being able to read the room. Did you really think that she needed help with her transition with all the people that she's associated with right now? It's just odd.
Lord, I guess I've been over here in my little world. My friend is one of the top makeup artists in the industry. He worked with so many people, from the Ballers, Doctors Talk Show, Queen Sugar. I was actually invited to Queen Sugar when they were filming the COVID happened, and he also guided me in the industry. He is the most peak lead artist director on a lot of movies, TV series, blah, blah, blah. I will make sure you and Dawn are there. I know it's in November. Am I setting up the obsession yet?
Per Mel's words, she said that the way that Anthony was trying to get into her camp is by reaching out to her manager, telling her that he had a plug to get Mel featured on the Sherri Shepherd show. If you go down his page on YouTube, you'll see that he has a picture at the Sherri Shepherd show. He also said that she don't associate herself with content creators that deliberately, because I seen somebody drop Bundy Blue's name and that her and Bundy Blue is close. Yeah, but Bundy Blue isn't telling about the production prior to the show airing. That's what she's talking about. Listen, I don't like to talk about my fellow mutuals and YouTubers and content creators because it gets messy. And I can't tell you how to get your bag. And although I haven't gotten to the point to where I'm making thousands of dollars on YouTube, I can respect somebody's hustle. But I can also respect you and not agree with a lot of stuff that you say and do. I did give her props that she was the one that told him that he needed to start his channel in the first place because he started with 1,400 subscribers. And once he started collaborating on the lives with Mel, he shot up to, I don't know, 20,000, somewhere up in there. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing, but he did give her kudos. He said the thing that catapulted his platform the most was him interviewing Kiki Jabbar. Shout out to Kiki Jabbar, girl. I'm gonna call you when I'm ready. And while that may be true, I still believe that you got the lines blurred, Anthony, when you began a little bit antsy and passionate about the show and releasing the information about the show. And I remember watching one of his lives, and he had called Letitia on live and hung up. I remember when he released one of his sources was Chris Fletcher as well, because, and the reason why I know this is because he was filming Destiny's House. Chris Fletcher was overselling Destiny's House. You can see Chris Fletcher in a few of his videos. One night he was upset about something, I'm not quite sure. I remember it like it was yesterday. He said that Letitia is upset that somebody is telling her business and she think it's Kiki, but it's not Kiki. And he played a clip of a voice on the phone. Chris Fletcher's voice is very distinctive. I knew immediately whose voice that was. But I often wonder, why do people do that? When you have relationships with people and they trust you enough to tell you what's going on behind the scenes, why would you tell that to your audience? They're messing it up for everybody. That's just in my opinion, y'all. But that's what's going on with Mel and Anthony Lofties. If y'all want to check out her full live, go to What's Happening on YouTube. I'm back in my comments and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Anthony is a little bit obsessive with Mel? Or do you think Mel is doing too much? Me personally, I don't think she's doing too much, because if somebody was on my heels like that, texting me every day, me personally, if somebody was attacking me every day, or I felt attacked, because we can't tell people how they feel, right? I probably would address it as well. The best thing for him to do is just apologize and not even review Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore. It's too tainted at this point, right? I mean, Anthony at one point had a relationship allegedly with Andy Cohen. I would go over to Andy Cohen Bravo shows instead of Carlos King. Tell me what y'all think, because it's a mess. Something tells me it's not going to stop no time soon. Also, I would not be surprised if Ariane and Martell seize this opportunity to reach out to Anthony now that they know that Mel does not fool with Anthony. I would not be surprised if they proposition him to do a video, to do an interview with them. They become connected in some type of way. It would not surprise. Guess we're just going to have to watch and see, y'all. One thing that I didn't address was the fact that Mel said that he also reached out to her mom, Van. He was trying to get in with Vanessa and come to one of her book signings. This content creating business is starting to become very diabolical and demonic and obsessive and dark. It used to be so fun. I remember the days where people would get on YouTube, talk they smack about the celebrities and going on about their business, right? It's gotten to a space where some people feel like they have parasocial relationships with some of the cast members, not just from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I saw this with other shows as well. Whether we want to admit it to ourselves or not, we are at some point a role model for the people that's coming under us, for the people that's wanting to start that channel but just don't quite know where to start. It's a certain way that we have to move. This all started, or what made her go public, is a post that she made about giving away $300. And this is something that I see Mel do every year around the holidays, but apparently he made a post making a mockery of her giveaway, and she felt the way about it. Y'all, it would not surprise me if Martell and Ariane is somewhere lurking, waiting for their opportunity to interview with Anthony. At the end of the day, I want us all to eat. I want to hear back from y'all now. Tell me what y'all think about this whole situation with Mel versus the blogger.